live and recording. Welcome.
Oh, lucky day.
Oh, our lucky stars. Let's get into a theme song, shall we?
The
You know what?
arrival.
We've got a stall for Frank, so let's do this.
Oh.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the weekly podcast sanctioned by the government of Wonderland. Swear words of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the podcast. All other swear words are restricted. Wonderland officials of Ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the podcast and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 2 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until the podcast concludes. Blessed be our Wonderland leaders in America, a nation reborn. LIW The Twilight Zone review is now in effect.
This object, should any of you have lived underground for the better parts of your lives and never had occasion to look toward the sky, is an airplane. Its official designation a DC-3. We offer this rather obvious comment because this particular airplane, the one you're looking at, is a freak. Now, most airplanes take off and land as per schedule. On rare occasions, they crash. But all airplanes can be counted on doing one or the other. Now, yesterday morning, this particular airplane ceased to be just a commercial carrier. As of its arrival, it became an enigma. A 7-ton puzzle made out of aluminum, steel, wire, and a few thousand other component parts, none of which add up to the right thing. In just a moment, we're going to show you the tail end of its history. We're going to give you 90% of the jigsaw pieces, and you and Mr. Sheckley here of the Federal Aviation Agency will assume the problem of putting them together.
Sucking that smoke rod.
The missing pieces. This we offer as an evening's hobby, a little extracurricular diversion, which is really the national
Look at
pastime
that nose, baby.
in the Twilight Zone.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW Twilight Zone episode 393 for TZ59's 302, the Arrival Redux. I am Phoenix West.
Dick, that's a nose. That's a
That is a
man's
nose.
nose. That's a man's nose.
I think they thought that was the shot of the plane. I'm like, oh, we
Oh,
only got
Christ,
a
this
nose.
is
Oh,
fucking
shit.
nose.
Yeah, the man's got a very long. Frank said he's
Boy.
booting up. Frank's
Boy.
supposed to make his grand arrival.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're gonna get a reunion here, but
Boris Segal was like, I'm not going to leave his face. It's too big.
it's no.
No.
Do we skip? Oh, first I want to mention that Federal Aviation. Ooh, Rick.
I love the fact that, he's talking about if you've never been outside under a rock, it's a plane. Stupid.
It's a fucking plane.
If you don't know what this is, you're a retard.
That's just him writing just a right.
Yeah.
Just a
And
fill.
Occasionally they crash. Or they're taken over by Saudis who crash it into buildings. Oh, wait, that hasn't happened yet.
It will. Stay tuned
Stay tuned.
in the Twilight Zone. Ah!
They didn't know.
I'm amazed there wasn't a 9/11 episode.
Oh, modern day.
Yeah.
Twilight.
Because the revamp in the 2002 show that they could have done it, but I'm so glad they didn't because it would have been terrible.
It would have been awful.
The UPN version of 9/11. Holy shit! Can you imagine?
Really bad. Because their racism, dealing with racism was pretty bad enough, let alone, poor guy. We've talked about this episode before, but just like, the whole point of the episode was you're being punished because you were afraid to help a man you didn't know who was being beaten up in the streets to ride home.
He was screaming at you in the
And
dark.
Madness, like as a madman. He didn't get a gun or a weapon. He's going to kill you too. Take me to your home and finish and rape your wife.
Let me in your car near your children.
I need to eat your
What are you
face.
doing?
Oh, by the way, if you run away, you drive away, you're a racist.
You'll get yours.
You'll get yours. Soul Man. You saw that movie? It's going to be reversed.
Shut up, bitch. Like in the movie.
Bitch.
So,
are you for real?
Is this your first time watching this episode?
No, I've seen this one probably 3 or 4 times.
Okay. Do we
This is a
need
good
to
one.
mention the Boris Sagal stuff?
I think we've mentioned it enough, but it just goes to show you Twilight Zone loves to kill people with blades. The Twilight Zone is, I don't know, it's a little weird.
We brought this up before several times.
Yes,
I'm not sure if you were on the show for that, but
well, I remember talking about it before, so we've talked about it. Well, it's just you can't not talk about it because it's
but
it's weird. It's just weird.
It's creepy.
It's really weird and creepy. Yeah.
The Twilight Zone has a bad history with aeroplanes.
Don't go in front of propellers, ladies and gentlemen, please.
No helicopters.
And don't be under a helicopter that's in the air coming towards you on a set.
The director of The Stupids will get you.
Oh, The Stupids.
How much do you think he doesn't want to be known as the director of The Stupids?
Could you call me something else, please?
Call me pedophile. I don't care.
God, I've directed masterpieces. Shit. God damn. My son's an asshole. So what? Is yours any better?
I guess we'll briefly touch on. I don't want to talk about too much because we've done this. When we first did this episode, we discussed it.
Frank and I. It's funny that this episode was on your poll, the basketball championship.
Oh, I just threw some on there.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I should mention this is the winner of the
bracket
hockey.
Hockey. Okay, I was gonna
NHL of last year. The season just started a couple days ago for 2023-24 or 22-23.
Yes,
but this is last year, so this is the winner. So it's the Colorado Avalanche, who the Blackhawks just opened up their season 2 days ago and got blown the fuck out by them. So fuck this team.
Oh wow!
But yeah, I know you don't care about hockey.
No. I'd like to watch it. I'd like to get involved in it, but I just can't. I don't watch any sports anymore. I don't watch football anymore. I just don't care. I don't care anymore about shit. Like, I barely watch fucking streaming shows. Though I've been watching a lot of horror movies on Shudder lately. I've just been killing horror movies because it's October. I was like, you know what? I've never actually sat down and watched like a horror movie every day for the month of October. I wanted to kind of do that, or something horror related.
I think I've started it, but I don't think I've ever completed it.
Because I've been doing Creep Show. I watch Creep Show episodes. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. There he is. Speaking of Creep Show.
Sorry, Dick.
Fucking creepo.
He doesn't even have his headphones in yet.
Look at that. Oh, he's just looking like, oh, I want to touch these myself. He's not wearing pants, though. We told him not to wear pants.
The man doesn't change. He looks exactly the same as he did 3 months ago.
Well, What's going to happen? He had a facelift? There he is.
Some sort of change.
Yep.
It's like you didn't miss a minute, Frank.
Not even, you got new posters. No, same posters.
Exactly the same.
I'm just a little bit more proud.
You're gay?
Proud.
You came out of the closet finally?
No, I'm never coming out.
Never coming out. I'm not that proud.
I come out every Saturday, and
damn,
it's awesome.
We just finished celebrating Coming Out Day. It was like a couple days ago.
Why come out when it's so much fun, so much more fun staying in?
Frank, Jesus! Can't you ever shut up?
I had to play that in the first thing you said.
You started.
We haven't got to play those in months. I missed them.
I'm just happy I have a real job again.
That's good. That's good.
And you get to talk about the Arrival,
which
we were kind of beating around the bush of Boris Sagal, the director of this, and walking into a blade just like the guy in the episode does. We're kind of just skimming over that because you and I already discussed that in the last time we did this.
I love the Arrival. It's one of my favorite episodes.
It's a good episode.
Solid.
Yeah, I like it.
Very solid.
It's your typical why. I
really don't understand why Rod wrote in, or who wrote this episode?
Rod.
You know what? I'll save it for the podcast, but yeah.
This is the podcast.
You're here. We're here recording.
I don't understand why Rod wrote into the story plot of one man sees a blue seat and the other man sees a brown seat when it all looks gray, black and white.
Black and white, yeah, right.
It works.
That's how they got you. That's how they saved money on that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And they never showed the interior except for the opening, so it doesn't.
Yeah. And how uncomfortable.
Side by sides of all gray seats.
But did you watch? Like to this episode, I was more focused on like, okay, they're inside an old plane. Did you see how uncomfortable that must have been? That rickety ass old plane with those leather seats.
Well, it was supposed to
right
be
next
old,
to each other.
Dick, it was supposed to be old because it had just landed from it being, like lost for 20 years.
No, it wasn't lost for 20. This was a new plane.
Oh.
This was just and that wasn't it was 17
Oh,
years
you're right.
ago.
You're right. Sorry.
17 years
no,
ago.
you know what? I'm getting that one. I'm getting the Arrival and another one mixed up.
The time machine one where they go back in time to the dinosaurs.
No, there's another one.
Oh my god, there's another airplane.
There's the Arrival. There's the guy with the old lead bottom.
That's it.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh wow, look at that. That's got to be uncomfortable. Look how close they were. Smaller people in those days.
Yeah, but you
shirts were tucked in.
Yeah, but you could fuck the stewardess back then.
Should smoke a cigarette while doing it.
Fuck yeah.
On the plane, they weren't gonna fuck.
Have her give you head while you smoke a stogie
in front of your wife.
Land the plane, baby.
You're burning a root at 20,000 feet.
Wow.
I do have a clip here, and I guess we'll get into the plot first. Something I never noticed before until this recent viewing of it. A plane arrives, it's empty. That's really all you need to know in the beginning. There's the actor here. He almost promotes himself by fucking up his line. I've never noticed this before until now. Let's share the clip here.
No, I don't know. It gets me. I'll tell you this, though. I get spooked just standing around here. I get more spooked inside, though. All those empty blue seats just staring at you. Look,
hold on.
Boys. We have been theorizing now for 6 solid hours.
Here he comes.
I'm just a simple-minded vice president in charge of operations. But
he almost said vice president of operations.
You didn't get that promotion yet, asshole.
No, I never caught on to that.
Yeah, you heard it though, right?
Oh yeah, I heard it.
All right.
I like how you said blue seats and Big Nose is looking at him like, wait a minute, like he's processing. Are there blue seats? I didn't see blue seats. Like I think that's the beginning of something's amiss here.
I want a whole series about this guy and how he just imagines people in conversations and planes.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I've never been licked, not once, but
yeah,
he was licked.
He was licked on a case.
I was licked multiple times by the stewardess when the plane went down.
Lick my tank.
Where are you? Where are you, Shelby? Where are you? They always scream at the end. That's why you know it's a good Twilight's episode when they're yelling, when they're screaming madness at the end.
The first 3 seasons were full of episodes like that, and then they kind of got away from it.
Yeah.
Including my favorite one, my favorite freak out episode.
Which do we have a
I saved that clip.
Of course.
You requested it.
Oh yes, we must see the clip to understand your mindset.
I'm going to go out and find one of those details now.
It's great. He goes head first through the window. He could have just like opened the door. It's right there.
Or threw something to the window first. No, that dude is bold.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
Well, he's in the loony bin.
Oh, I love it. I mean, that's just so wonderful.
Go find one of those details. All right.
Good thing he knows how to hotwire a car.
He's not even wearing a hat.
No, his head first goes through a plate glass window.
That's why they didn't get injured playing football back then. They didn't give a fuck.
They didn't give a fuck. They lived. That's why everybody lived to be 42 back then. They didn't give a fuck.
All the window crashing.
I mean, to be fair, Rich, Dick. I mean, hot wiring a car back then required a screwdriver.
That's true.
And you turning ignition with it.
You don't want to get carpal tunnel while twisting it.
Yeah. I got a screwdriver.
And what are those details?
With a screwdriver. And he jumps through. But
so what are we going to talk about this time around?
Well, what's interesting about this episode though is like, so are all those guys in his head from day one?
Yeah.
Because they all disappear.
Yeah.
Or is this because because it's not a parallel universe.
No.
It's nothing like that because it's obvious he had a breakdown. He's had a mental breakdown. He's at this airport asking questions. The two guys are there. But so, like, begs the question: was this whole thing in this guy's head from the beginning?
Yeah.
Doesn't really beg it. It is
Pretty much, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the first
Well,
guy we
you
see,
gotta-
right?
I think Rod was kind of I think Rod's commentary or the underlying thing is don't let your work consume you, otherwise your work will consume you.
Yeah, he does that a lot. A lot of these shows are about
It's an
work
important
stress.
job, though. I can see this guy snapping, trying to figure out where all these people are missing.
Yeah, that would be kooky. Yeah, that would kind of drive me crazy.
Imagine how many times you got to go over it all in your head, and then all of a sudden you snap one day.
Yeah,
like even cops do that, and that's like one person at a time, maybe three at the
Yeah.
most. But like losing 120 people or however many people are on that plane, you go fucking crazy.
I saw True Detective. I know how that works.
Yeah.
Cold case files that never go away. It's time as a flat circle.
I saw Rachel McAdams' ass.
All right.
Oh, baby. Best ass in the business. So I hear.
So going off what you were saying there, holy shit, what was I going to say? It just blanked on me.
That's okay.
Oh, I love cut to reality jokes. Like, I wanted it to be like, he's like, oh, you're that guy. And then,
Right,
and then,
yeah.
a club little thing where he's just like, and you just see him like wandering around an empty warehouse, like, blue, they're blue. And he's just going crazy, and people are just like, stop it, mister. I'm just trying to work.
Where's the plane, boy?
What did I say the last time? Did he really have to stick his fucking finger into the propeller? Couldn't he have just like thrown a tomato into it or something?
You'd think so. He's going to sacrifice his life. He's going to head first into the propeller.
Yeah, he was Boris Segal, all right.
And he could have just pushed somebody into it, and like he could have done that. Like, I'm going to test this theory, but I don't want to test it myself. So pushes the guy.
Maybe that's what John Landis was doing to Vic Morrow.
That's what it was. It was a dream.
You know, he takes
Vic Morrow.
so disappointing.
No. What was his name in Wings? Lowell.
Oh, Lowell.
He takes Lowell and he goes, well, I have a theory, gentlemen. Either Lowell doesn't exist or I'm going to paint the walls with him.
I'm going to see this character actor die.
To be fair, Lowell does leave the show at one point and gets replaced by that other guy.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's what happened.
I have that second maintenance guy who comes in for the last couple of years after Compensating Church left. That might have happened.
Wait, I'm sorry. A couple of years?
Yeah.
Is that how long that show was on? I thought it was, wow.
No, that show was on for like 7 years, and then Thomas Hayden Church left for like the last 2 seasons, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
And they have that other guy.
Yeah, because he did that movie with
that was way after that. Oh, which movie?
Sideways.
Oh, Gemini. You're talking about Sideways. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't Sideways
way later.
Way after. Wings was like the 90s, right? And
Okay,
I think he was like, I'm done with a sitcom.
Okay, he did Demon Knight.
Yeah, okay, that's probably what it was. That's it. Fuck,
got my big break, guys.
I'm an HBO direct-to-video movie. Thank you.
Well, he did Demon Knight, then he did Tombstone, then he did.
Well, Tombstone was way before Demon Knight.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, 93. It's about 2 years before. He was good in that too, dude. He was good in Tombstone. That's a good movie. I like the Tombstone.
Wings was on from 1990 until 97.
Wow. Okay.
There you go. And then 99.
Yeah.
Thomas Hayden Church was on 1995. Last 2. Oh my God. I know Wings
go.
way too well. Last 2
You
seasons
do.
he was not on there.
You should write the visual companion to Wings.
I watched the shit out of Wings.
So did I.
Have you watched? Have you rewatched a sitcom just out of just in general in the last like 2 months?
Yeah.
Not the last 2 months.
Sliders.
Well, that was more of a drama or a 1 hour show. That's not really
say Sliders.
Yeah, Sliders. That's like a higher end show. I mean, not saying much, but yeah. I'm talking like news radio. Like I watched an episode of news radio not too long ago, and it was just so bizarre. Like just how short it is.
Yeah,
like they're 24 minutes, and it's like joke, commercial break. It was so weird. It's just like, oh my God, this was
It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's that modern day sitcom. But those are more adult, I would say, more fun. I mean,
actually,
more
the new
modern.
season's coming out in like a month.
Oh wow!
I still haven't watched the previous season yet.
It's fucking great.
I don't know why I haven't.
I'm way
Been
behind.
busy.
I'm honestly gonna say it's like one of the top 5 best seasons ever did. It was that good.
I did watch sitcoms that don't hold up anymore. When I was waiting for my son to be born, I was in the lobby just like sitting there with all the other sad dads on their phones, and I look up and they're playing Night Court.
Oh my god!
Like, oh, I fucking love Night Court.
And
I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, this is. And the guy's like, "What are you, a fag?" Like that. And I'm like, "Oh my god,
no way!"
They don't say that, but he's like,
"Oh."
They make the jokes, and he's like, "No, I never." And I'm like, "Oh my god, like this does not hold up at all."
Oh, I love it. I love
he's so like,
days.
No, he's.
Don't you call me a queer?
John Larrock gets you.
I'll go suck a titty right now. I'll prove it to you. I'll fucking give me a tit. I'll put my mouth on it right now. I don't give a fuck. Fuck. I'm not gay. Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much what happened.
I don't even look at my own dick. I'm so straight.
But John Larroquette, Frank, we did just talk about him because he was in one of the Twilight Zone, the new episodes.
The Wunderkind for like 2 minutes, and all he says is, "You fucked me. You fucked me. You fuck. You fucking fuck. Fuck."
It's great.
That's all he says. To Harold and Kumar. Well, Harold.
And Frank, I am noticing the 2020 episodes, the 2019 Twilight Zone, whatever it's called. They are much better upon rewatch than they were initially. I'll give it that much credit. Not a lot.
What season 1 or season 2?
Season 1. They're not a lot better, but they are like more tolerable when you're not sitting there watching them in a row and waiting for the blue Twitter shit. You kind of watch them on your own, like one at a time, and it's easier to swallow. The pill isn't quite as jagged than when we first watched them, and it was just
little
onslaught. What
is the pill? Little?
Yes, Alanis. Yes.
Thank you.
I know what you're going for. I knew before I said it, I'm like, here we go.
Did you fall for that show head over feet?
Yes, it was ironic.
But you were uninvited to the Emmy party because
you are now. Yeah.
Yo, how much beef is Dave Coulier packing for her to make an entire album over him?
Oh, he must have fucked her up big time.
And she didn't even fuck Ryan Reynolds yet either.
So yeah,
she was comparing him against himself at that point.
Yeah.
Like Uncle Joey was packing that much heat. She was dreaming about blowing him in a theater.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Like that shit. That was what she was sucking on. That's like sick. She's got problems. She's graduated, so good for her. Since
How
then.
Rude.
Exactly. She married one of the Olsen twins.
There's not really two of them. There's just one of them that moves back and forth really, really fast.
She's a monster. She's an inhuman beast. And now their younger sister took over their fame.
Are you watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as you went true, I went, You're a John Oliver fan.
I was like, how did you know? Oh.
Yeah, dude, Last Week Tonight is the funniest shit ever, dude.
All right, good. I didn't know anyone else that watches that show. I love it. It's one of my favorite shows.
It is really one of my favorite shows, yeah.
Dick, he has a theory that there's only one Olsen twin and they move back and forth so fast.
Oh,
that's confusing.
That's funny.
Oh,
I can't believe that. That's a good point.
Well, one of my favorite standing bits was the business daddy one. I got you again,
oh, yeah.
daddy.
Daddy. AT&T
where?
And he was just constantly giving him AT&T. He's like, well, I guess if they have any complaints, they'll call me. But if they call in AT&T, I'll never get it.
Yeah. I got you again. I got you. Where?
Oh, definitely check that show out because you have HBO Max.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's called Last Week Tonight.
With John Oliver.
I haven't watching, like I said, I'm trying to watch a horror movie every night. Watched a wonderful Argentinian horror movie called Terrified. It's fucking awesome. I loved it. It made my top 10, my top 13.
Oh, wow.
Like it's that good. I was like, holy shit, this is really good. This is the best horror film I've seen in a long time.
I was going to ask you about it because in your chat you said Terrified in Argentina. And I was like, Is the name of the movie Terrified in
No.
Argentina? That's
Yeah,
a-
I think I meant to say an Argentinian film, Terrified, but I think I was tired, so I was like, missed the.
I was at
text.
work when I got that, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'll ask him later. And here we are. This is later.
Yeah,
apparently.
it's just called Terrified. It's on Shudder.
Okay. I don't have
It's
Shudder.
good. Yeah, I mean it's subtitled, but it's really well done.
I will pull it up. No spoilers.
Yeah, it's very good. Well, we'll talk about it more in the Hollywood is Dead, but it's fantastic.
2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Damien Rugna.
A bunch of people I've never heard of and never seen again or since, but whatever.
I will close my Wings page. All right.
Never! You never close the Wings page.
I think I would sit down and watch Wings if I had the free time.
Is that on like Amazon?
On USA, or they constantly show.
Oh my god, I've never
3
seen
in the morning.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Roy, remember Roy?
Was he the guy, like the fat guy with a mustache?
He was a Mr. Belvedere looking dude.
Yeah, that's it.
And then Tony Shalhoub was in it too.
Tony Shalhoub was in there.
This
Who was the girl?
Back in time when redhead girls were all over every show.
Yes. Well, the blonde girl was in that show, right? And they tried to make her a movie star, but didn't quite take.
Also, Christy, what's her name?
Christy Brinkley.
No, from that show, from Wings.
Was it Christy? No, not Christy Brinkley.
No, Frank just forgot a last name.
That was Billy Joel's ex-wife, and she still looks good at 72 years old.
Crystal Bernard is the.
That's it, Crystal Bernard. Yeah, they tried to make her a movie star or something. It didn't take. She kind of just faded away.
And then they brought in Amy Asbeck, the redhead.
Yes, John Ritter's wife, and then he died, and then she became a widow. And John Ritter's son is married to Milena Linsky, or whatever her name is.
Jason?
Yeah, Jason Ritter, married to Lolita Linsky, or whatever her name is, from that awful, awful Castle Rock show.
Don't fucking call Castle Rock awful.
It was awful. I hated it. The last episode pissed me off so much. I hated it. I was mad. It pissed me off. I couldn't go to sleep that night.
The first season?
Yeah. Because everybody said it was so good. I hated it. Because it made no sense. It sucked. It didn't deliver. It's fucking J.J. Abrams mystery box.
When I die, I want to be high. Never worry, just better.
I'm kidding.
God damn thing.
I loved it.
Oh, I hated it. No, because I was into it. I was like, well, wait a minute. Because the whole thing was, it's like, but it's weird because you don't like that type of stuff where the guy gets fucked for no reason.
Season 2, there's more to it.
Is there?
Yeah.
Do they call back to that season 1?
Yeah.
Oh, do they? Okay. Because I watched.
Well, that didn't bother me because I didn't give a shit about that character anyway. So,
but he was a good guy who was fucking. He saved the little black boy only to be in prison himself, and he was fucked. Like he fucked in 2 timelines, and he couldn't make it back home.
I will say there's more behind it than.
Because he's actually an evil monster. Because he changed his face.
It's Stephen King, of course.
Yeah, but why do they have a backstory for a whole fucking episode?
I'm not going to argue the show with you. I loved it. You didn't like it.
So okay, I'm fine.
I didn't write it.
No. Here's the thing. I'm fine, but you got to pick one.
No, fuck you.
Is he a monster or is he a guy that just has the worst luck in the history of the parallel universes? That's what pissed me off. It's like pick one because he can't be both.
He can be both. He was
no,
both.
He can't. It's stupid. Well, that's stupid. That's dumb. It's fucking lazy writing. Stupid. Very stupid.
So The Arrival.
Yes, The Arrival is very good. They were blue seats. You said blue. Oh. I saw red. I saw gray, but they're definitely red.
Yeah, and then he walks in front of the propeller.
Doesn't
it feel like he rushes that decision pretty quickly?
So I said, like, gentlemen, I have a theory.
Ah! He just jumps in front of it.
Puts the gun to his temple.
We didn't even hear his theory. He just jumped in front of the plane.
Was that his?
No,
oh my God.
No, he went through his theory pretty thoroughly.
Do you think though that
it was like
if you're gonna say this is a parallel universe, he jumped in front of the plane and he was ripped apart by the propeller, and all the guys there were just like, "Oh my God, no!"
Everybody's contradicting what they see.
Yes,
There's really only one conclusion.
that's all. They're all fake.
But if we do look at this as a Castle Rock two universes theory,
J.J. Abrams bullshit
vanishes from the
funny.
one and then comes in the other one alive.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
and everyone else is fake.
Yeah, yeah. I want to know more about that movie star that was in that plane from Buffalo. She had it going on.
I think it was the girl from what's it called?
That
Ring
one
one.
episode. Oh, when she
Ring
was
a
in
ding
that
girl. Ring a ding.
She was the one girl in that one episode and never worked again. Remember that? We found that on IMDb.
There's 10,000 women on the Twas and never worked again.
That's true.
I just thought I do like the fact that this is like my 10th time watching this episode, and I was still like, all right, he's gonna walk in front of the propeller. Here he goes. There's like 8 minutes left. Why is there still 8 minutes left?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this second twist.
Yeah.
Like when he goes in and he's crazy. It still kind of catches me a little off guard.
What was his name though? The character's name, the big nose guy. What was his name in the show?
His name was Grant Sheckley.
You're Grant Sheckley. I know you. You're Grant Sheckley. Yeah. You're one of the greatest minds in airplane crashes of all time.
Aviation history.
Aviation. Would you like a cigarette?
Did he say aviation?
Yeah. Rod did. Rod played it. Yeah.
In the Federal Aviation.
Aviation.
Oh.
He's sucking that cigarette down. Ooh. Makes me want to have a cigarette. Oh.
Did your aunt write that line, Rod?
He made it look real good. Oh. Yeah, I was watching the Blu-ray, of course, and it has those special features. And it was an ad for the writers' school. It's from the 70s though, so you can tell he looked older and he looked bad. Like this was he had to be 70. This had to be 78 or 79.
So where he goes like a year or two before he died.
Yeah. Well, he died what? 80? When did he die?
Was that when he was in front of the class talking?
No, he was selling a school for writers. It was the writing school.
Oh, sorry, that would have been after. He died in 75.
He died in 75? Oh my gosh,
yeah.
It must have been 75 then. It must have been that year. Yeah, because he looked terrible. I mean, he was like, you're going to come to the writing school and we'll teach you about the art and craft of writing. This is Dr. Kennard. He's a doctor, but he wants to write a book, so he's coming to our classes. It was just like really random and kind of funny.
Don't the last few years of Rod's life look like he was playing a game of catch up to Charles Bronson in a hurry?
Oh, yeah. And Charles Bronson outlived him another 30 years.
They were trying to, they were about to merge over, then Rod died.
And then Charles Bronson turned into a ghost monster and scared Rod away, and he died in his timeline.
Rod became his mustache.
I'm going to absorb you in my mustache. Hey, this ain't over.
You're innocent.
Hey, this is Bronsonville. We don't have that clip here, do we?
I found the Infinity Stones and made you my mustache.
I snapped my fingers. You're my mustache now.
Well, Rod is my mustache. There we go.
That's right. I'm definitely.
It's an odd request, I realize, but it's what I want.
I don't care. Fuck you. What do you care?
No, I don't have that clip over here. Yeah, clip I do have that I made just before we started recording. The first Filthy Twilight Zone I've done in quite a while.
Oh, good. Let's play it.
It's not for this episode, though.
That's fine.
I see why that would be misleading, but I want to say it is for. I finally finished Eye of the Beholder. It only took me 2 minutes, really. It wasn't that hard, but I've been putting it off since May. All right, here we go.
When will they take the bandages off? How long, nurse?
Until they decide whether or not they can your face.
Oh. Ever since I was a little girl, people have turned away when they me. The very first thing I can remember is another little child screaming when she me.
Ever see her face, 307? Indeed I have. If it were mine, I'd myself in a grave someplace.
We have a lovely village and wonderful people. I think you're gonna like it where I'm gonna you. And in a little while, well, you'll be amazed how little a while. You'll feel a sense of great belonging. You'll feel a sense of being loved. And you will be loved, Miss Tyler.
You missed the whole thing, Dick.
I had to get something out of the oven.
That's hysterical.
Was that the guy from the trade-in episode?
I
The
don't
same
think
guy?
Maybe.
He looks like he had the same nose.
That dude who stands there.
Yeah, he jumps around. He
Yes.
goes, Myri, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm jumping around. I got no shirt on. Look at my.
He does his
look at
Peter
my.
Pan dance into the room.
Yeah.
Hey!
And she has a stroke looking at him. I can't handle this new man.
Take all that in.
You're going to marry.
Harold, you were a micro penis before. I can't take that in.
This is great. It's a 4-incher.
You can't stretch the old leather.
That's what you're wrong. I'm going to put that 50-cent piece in that nickel pouch.
All right, so that's that. I don't know. We're done with this
I
one, right?
think we're fine. Yeah, I mean, we've seen this multiple times. It's a good episode. I love it. It's a good one.
It's a good one. I gave it an
I
8.
enjoy it. Yeah, I give it an 8.
7.2 on IMDb.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I give it a 7.5.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
2,300 people voted on this thing.
Yeah.
It's season 3, you know, it's in there. It's in the mix. It's toward the top of the list. I don't love the plain ones as much as Frank does, clearly, but
there's
like 50 to do's.
55 plain episodes.
There's a good, I'd say,
Rough
6, 7.
I don't know. There's quite a bit. Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I feel like there's just as many plain ones as there are ship ones, and Frank is just on board with both.
Yes. Especially U-boat ones.
Except with the passage on Lady Anne.
Yeah, well, that's not really a boat one. That just happens to be on a boat and also sucks.
Is that a 4th season?
Yes. End of the 4th season. It's like second to last episode in season 4 or something like that. I don't know. Let me look it up. It's not. Yeah, 417.
Wow.
It's not good. It sucks. But let's get out of here. Any parting words of wisdom for this episode? No.
It's not a cookbook.
No. I don't really have any clips from anything that would work.
Wash myself with a rag on a stick?
I have no Simpsons clips on here.
Oh, see, damn.
There's too many Twilight Zone clips on here to save any Simpsons ones.
That's all right.
I do have this.
Yeah,
I don't really why, but I have it.
I should probably watch that. It's on Amazon.
Unfriended. I do have the one that's kind to Frank.
Frank's right. Come on. Let's do it right now.
Let's go beat the shit out of our neighbors and call them Jews. He's already asleep.
What?
Welcome back.
Exactly.
No.
All right, let's get out of here. Until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank Links.
Good night.
So long, citizens.
Well, Jack. Happy Halloween.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I heard something. I heard a woman's voice.
You got licked on this, Dick.
Lick on this, Dick.
Yeah, I had to watch Jackson when I got home this morning, all day. So
well, that's fun.
I've been up since like 4 yesterday.
Did you share Twilight Zone with him? Did you watch Twilight Zone with Jackson? Oh,
no, he's been sick all day.
Oh,
and I'm coming down with this cold. So.
Oh well, that's the next 18 years you're going to have a cold for the next 20 years. That's what I hear.
No, so
next
yeah,
18 years you're going to have a cold for 20 years.
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't go away after they leave the house. It still lingers.
But it's still the time period you set, and then you broke it.
Yeah, I know. I know what I do. I don't have any rhyme or reason to it.
Fuck you. That's why.
Ah!
I didn't play the outro. Oh well.
Yeah, and I just got like after Missy came home, I had to go to the pharmacy and get some medications and get some child Tylenol stuff for him. Yeah. Then I had to go to landlords and pay rent, and I literally And I literally just got back to the house like at 9 o'clock, so or 6 o'clock. So like, yeah, as I'm sitting here, like the last 10 minutes or the last 10 minutes of the show, I'm like,
are you sticking around for the Jeopardy room?
I mean, I wanted to, but I don't want to pass out on you guys.
Well, it'll be quick. Well, I don't think it's gonna be very long. We'll do it because there wasn't much to this one either. It's pretty quick, to the point. It's a good episode, but you guys have done it before.
Yeah. I think twice.
Yeah.
Done twice.
Well,
are we starting?
Audio for no reason.
It's what Boris and Natasha came from.
Was it?
Hold on.
Ooh, I never. Yeah, tell me that trivia bit.
I gotta fix the audio for no fucking reason. Then we can start.
Okay.
I hate this fucking thing. I don't get it.
Okay. Oh.
Sorry, you were saying, Frank. Oh, we lost him. Oh, he's back. He's back momentarily.
The Jeopardy room, Frank, Boris, and Natasha.
Yeah, for some reason I just keep thinking of Boris and Natasha, but because Natasha is smoking the cigarette like the main character is, and Boris is the guy with the gun. I don't know.
I can shoot his brains out, blow them across the room with my gun. No, you kill like butcher. I want to kill like artist.
Yes. I'm aware of your prowess.
Yes, very good. This was where actually Payback got its ending. Was this movie?
Is this why?
Pretty much. It's the same exact ending as Payback. I was like, oh shit.
I always did like the ending.
Yeah, the ending's good. It's a nice little twist, and it's like, oh, okay. And the good guy gets away, and you're like, okay, that's cool.
Not enough women get beat in this episode, though, like Payback.
Well, I mean, that's another story.
Yeah, we need that.
Oh yeah, hubba hubba hubba.
Oh, let's hear. Let's do an intro, shall we? Let's do a
Hollywood. Oh wait,
no, this is a different show.
You're taking a vacation from normalcy. The setting, a weird motel where the bed is stained with mystery, and there's also some mystery floating in the pool. Your key card may not open the exercise room because someone smeared mystery on the lock, but it will open the scary door.
Bordering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
Submitted for your Emmy consideration.
How can you be so sure them aliens ain't already among us? Because you are one!
Oh, was that freaky to you guys too?
Yes.
That was terrifying.
What'd you do?
Nothing. I was just playing and
will be like a ballet. The cast of characters. A cat and a mouse. This is the latter. The intended victim who may or may not know that he is to die, be it by butchery or ballet. His name is Major Ivan Kuchenko. He has, if events go according to certain plans, perhaps 3 or 4 more hours of living. But an ignorance shared by both himself and his executioner is of the fact that both of them have taken a first step into the Twilight Zone.
hello, citizens. Welcome to that LIW Twilight Zone review, episode 394 for TZ59's 529, the Jeopardy room Redux in Phoenix West.
Franklin's.
Hi. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened with that intro there. Some audio glitches, some video glitches. That was bizarre. But anyway, this is our NHL 2022 playoff bracket runner-up for whoever Colorado beat that year.
So strange.
Who beat? I don't even know who was.
So funny.
How do you get your episodes? Brackets from last year's hockey championship.
It's some team that Colorado beat.
Works.
I think it was Tampa Bay. I think they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with that.
What
I think that would have been their 3rd year in a row winning.
What episode were they, though?
It looks like Buffalo Sabres.
No.
What episode were they, though?
Were who?
Were the Tampa Bay Hurricane or whatever.
Tampa Bay Lightning was this episode.
Oh, okay.
The last episode was Colorado, and that was the rival. Oh God, Dick's camera's going AWOL.
I'm sorry, a ghost came into my room and tried to put me head in a blender.
Yeah, I saw that. I have the footage there from there if you want me to play it.
Yeah, you should go back, rewind it a bit. Yeah.
I kind of want to re-edit that and put us at the bottom.
Yeah, good luck with that.
It wouldn't be hard. Put a little square over it. That's it.
Oh, okay. But then you have to. Who's Ken? Ken.
Well, I can have them yelling Ken, and then us just on the other two.
Don't do it, Ken.
Frank falling asleep, and then
oh yeah,
me not caring, just like
yeah. Oh my God, his hand's in a blender. Whatever.
Like, stop screaming about Ken.
Who's Ken? Now, in that movie, does he put his head in a blender, or is it he just puts his hand in the blender? That's it. And he just dies, or
yeah, it's PG-13 movie.
Oh, I thought it was R.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's too.
On the theater, it was better than I expected.
That's disappointing.
So, guys, the Jeopardy room. We've done this one before when Adam was here. This is season 5. We did the intro. I do have a Filthy Twilight Zone I could play. If Dick, you want to run out of the room again?
Don't give me the option.
The fox is in the trap. I could make his leave his body from this distance. That would give you pleasure, wouldn't it? Siberia is quite cold, isn't it? I've been told it has a most unfortunate climate.
You've been told right. It is a jungle.
Jungle. That's marvelous. This is a lovely imagery. Siberia is a jungle. And now let me tell you something about us. Let me explain the difference between you and me. You are a malcontent, Major. I, on the other hand, I adapt to my situations. I don't have a very large and my job, at least the way it's laid out, is rather a dull one, finding traitors and defectors and doing them. Even when he lies down, I can still aim for his... Yes, I believe it, Boris. I know of your prowess.
I'm always amazed how well the fucking jungle thing works.
That was perfect. That was very good.
Fucking jungle.
Yes, fucking jungle. Yes.
I'm off this.
Mostly snow, but yeah, it's a jungle of snow.
All right. This is one of the rare episodes of the Twilight Zone that has no sci-fi, no supernatural, nothing at all. Just it's like a Hitchcock, like Soviet spy thriller.
Yeah.
It's one of those where less is more type of thing. Because I mean, half the episode is just him looking through the room.
Yeah, I mean, I love this episode.
Yes, good episode.
This is one I gave a 10 to.
Really? This is a 10 episode. Wow,
I love this episode.
Yeah.
I almost confused this one with the one with oh God, what's his name? He's in prison and they're talking to the insolent or the obsolete man, where he's talking to Burgess Meredith in the room, and then he goes, they're having that conversation, and then like the bomb's gonna go off, and the guy last minute runs out of the room and the bomb blows up, kills Burgess Meredith. But then they say, like, you're obsolete now. No, I'm not obsolete. Like that episode. Is that what Weaver, that's the obsolete man. Yeah. I always feel like the Jeopardy
my second favorite episode.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Room
again, no sci-fi. I mean, you can technically say like the it's about the dystopian future, but there's no sci-fi in that episode. It's just two guys talking the whole time. That's it.
Yeah.
None of them reveals, aha, I'm an alien.
Right, yeah.
The children, like the future.
You are one. Yeah, not happening.
Yeah. But you got that. You got those two. You got the shelter. There's not really any sci-fi stuff in what's it called? Time Enough at Last.
Is this
There's no sci-fi in The Silence, which is also in my top 10.
Is this a fifth season trope? Then there's barely no sci-fi because is Obsolete Man a fifth season episode? Okay.
No.
All right.
That's end of season 2, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think it's the last episode of season 2, actually.
Yeah.
But that's when Frank, we always discuss that little stretch of amazing episodes, and then you have the fucking one episode in there with the guy with multiple versions of himself. What the fuck is that episode called? Let me look it up. So we got 100 yards over the rim. Amazing, awesome. Rip Van Winkle caper. I'm getting better, Frank. The Silence, Shadow Play. Those two are two of my favorites. And then The Mind and the Matter appears. Then it goes back to where the Royal Martian Police stand up, and then The Obsolete Man. Like the best stretch of episodes, and then right in the middle there, a fucking terrible one.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna fuck up your day by putting this episode in this stretch.
Have fun here.
Would you like a cigarette? You want to share a cigarette with me? A Pall Mall.
I always love the laugh through the tape recorder, or the tape message, the laugh at the end. I always like that.
Which one?
In this episode, Jeopardy Room.
Oh, at the end?
No, it's right before he starts looking. You know, when he wakes up from the poisoning.
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah. You've been asleep for 2 hours. It's like, how do you know when he would wake up?
They're very good at what they do.
Because it doesn't really matter.
No.
Well, he was a commandant of a gulag.
Oh, you didn't notice that I played with your ball sack while you were asleep. Boris touched you in many places.
He tickled your taint and put you back to bed.
I took my gun barrel and placed it in all your holes.
You are aware of his prowess.
Oh my God.
I love this episode though.
It's very, and Richard Donner directed this one, right?
Richard Donner. I was literally just gonna say that.
Very good.
I did last night. I rewatched it for the second time this week, and I watched it with commentary with Martin Landau.
Oh, okay.
And he's a sharp dude. Like, he's still with it in his old age.
Well, I mean, granted that commentary was made like 20 years ago.
Yeah, and he's been dead for 10.
He's dead. Yeah,
he was 70.
Yeah,
he was old when he recorded that though, and he's like,
yeah.
And this, he goes, it's weird to think that he did this in '64. Like 30 years later, he finally gets an Oscar.
Yeah.
And then between those two things are like a lot of TV roles, and that's what he was talking about, is all the different TV roles. Like, he did a lot of Mission Impossible work. It sounds like,
yeah.
And he's like, it's interesting because this is very similar to Mission Impossible. Like, I have a tape recorder, and it tells, and there's a bomb about ready to go off, but it's not from the tape recorder. He was just doing a lot of comparisons there, and he was talking about how Dick Donner was a new, like a young director at that time, and he's like, God, he was like so smart for his age.
Yeah.
He just told a lot of like little interesting little tidbits throughout it. I definitely recommend, if you have the Blu-rays, check out the commentary with Martin Landau. He talks about the accents he's doing.
Well, the commentaries on the Twilight Zone are pretty good usually. I mean, you have the infamous one with
Andy Rooney,
with Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney.
Andy Rooney. I'm on 60. I'm weird. I talk about things that don't matter.
My eyebrows are sexy.
Peanuts on airplanes. Why do you give them that?
Do you ever wonder why we use stamps?
You ever touched yourself and found a button that makes you come instantly? What?
Say the word stamps again.
Stamps.
Stamps.
Stamps. My eyebrows look like dipped wax candles that are melting off my face.
Yeah. They're so big that in Andy Rooney's or Mickey Rooney's so small, I could put him here and you wouldn't even know it is.
Martin Scorsese's eyebrows are nothing compared to mine.
They come over to visit and you can't even see it.
I'm going to be buried in 2 separate caskets, one for my eyebrows and one for my body. I'm dead. When did he die? When did Andy Rooney die? Like a long time ago. If it's like more than 15 years ago, I'll be shocked.
More than 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like 2008, 10, somewhere. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like he lived.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, we have the internet.
It was sooner. It was more recent than that.
2011. I was off by a year.
Wow. How old was he?
He was old.
2005.
What's to say he worked from years active as what he was doing and what he's known for from 1942 until 2011.
Holy shit!
He was born in 1919. The man was 8 years short of 100.
Wow. I've seen a lot of things in my time.
He married the woman in 1942, the year he started working. So there you go.
It's been hell. My life is hell.
Oh, he got the last 7 years off without her.
Oh, good. She finally died.
And unless he divorced her at age 86. I don't know.
I dumped that bitch, and I got a nice young pair of titties and a nice tight puss. I
never notice. You can just bury your
Katie.
wife when she's 77 and nobody notices.
Nobody cares. I
Nobody
did
looks
Katie
into
Couric. Katie Couric is the best piece of ass I've ever had.
You ever notice you don't need more than one watch?
What's this digital clock nonsense? I don't understand it.
I wish they kept him on well after the dementia set. Where he's just, you ever notice he just drifts off?
Yeah.
You ever not? He just keeps resetting. What's the deal with the Jews moving in here? And they're like, oh my God.
I think he is Jewish.
Yeah.
He forgot he's Jewish.
You ever notice eugenics?
It was the one I could do without. Sorry, Frank, go.
So do you ever notice how eugenics was a great idea?
Am I alone in not thinking Martin Luther King was so great? What?
You ever watch Moonraker and think that the villain has a good idea on the moon? Eugenics on the moon.
You ever have a moon pie? Just naked in the moonlight.
Freeform association going on in a doddering old man.
You ever dance with the dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, eating a moon pie, watch a Moonraker?
You can still call it Moonraker.
Was it moon?
It's called Moon Rapist.
I'm a moon rapist.
James Bond is the moon rapist.
James Bond in Moon Rapist.
I'm going to find you, Hugo Drax, and rape the moon.
No, instead, Goldfinger's the one where he rapes the lesbian girl in a barn.
He turns her straight. That's right, because fucking James Bond's got the greatest cock on the planet.
She said no like 6 times, and he still fucked her in a barn, and she's a lesbian. She said no
around
so
the
many
hay.
times.
That doesn't mean nothing to me. I don't know the meaning of it.
No 2-letter word will stop my love.
No 2-letter words will stop all 18 inches of me and you. I'm James Bond 007. That's not inches, darling.
Swallow these 007 inches.
That's girth, darling.
That's girth.
Oh.
My God, man. What are you?
You ever see those big monster cans? It's like one of those around.
Q made my cock in the lab. All 7 girth inches. It can be used as a flotation device, Bond.
That's my lunch. He died in a car accident.
Oh, the Jeopardy room.
He was like 90 years old. Desmond Llewellyn. Yeah, Q. Like he was in all the James Bond movies, and then he had his send off in the last awful Pierce Brosnan one, and then he died in a car accident like literally 6 months later.
It's a good way to go.
Well, I don't think it was fast. I think it was like a fender bender because he was so fucking old.
No, I meant with James Bond.
Oh yeah. I think with the way his death was, he kind of like he was like that
the Pinto that hit in Top Secret. Beep. Blows up.
Oh god, that was good.
You think it was as sad as Chekhov's death?
Oh no, that's way
Yelchin.
sadder. That's a tragedy.
Well, just because of age, but
that's so sad. Yeah, that's so fucked up and sad.
What
That's
a
real
shitty
bad.
way to die.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, you didn't realize it was not in park, and it just rolls toward you, getting the mail. I mean, it's fucked up.
Slowly.
Ugh, that's terrible.
Especially one of the actors I was really excited for. From that era.
He's good.
There's a bunch of those young dudes that are cool. Or I was excited for, and then none of them have panned out.
Well, Paul Dano kind of stuck to the landing.
Yeah,
he's one of the better
Paul
ones.
Dano, and then there's that Dane Duhan or Dane DeHaan or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he kind of comes and goes. Yeah, he kind of petered out.
They wasted the shit out of him in Spider-Man.
Oh, that was terrible.
Oh, this isn't Hollywood is Dead. Sorry. Twilight Zone.
Hey, I'm a cog. I keep passing out, but I give this a 10.
I give it 9. Yeah, I would say 10. Yeah, I'd say it's 9. I know 10 is good, but yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a good episode.
All right, bye, Frank.
Bye, Frank.
I'll be on next week.
Cool.
It'll be a Friday thing.
We're doing a bunch of random ones next week.
I miss your cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't normally watch Jackson on Fridays. It was just something I couldn't get around today.
Not a problem, man. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, man.
We shall see you later.
Yep.
I'll see you in hell.
I'll see you in fucking hell. By the way, the color of paint in your room sucks. See it.
What are you talking about?
The red, it's awful.
It ties the room together.
See you guys.
A fucking rug in Big Lebowski.
Yes.
That rug did tie the room together, dude.
See this is what happens when you have blood splatter. Fuck you, Frank.
Now that he's gone, you fucking
motherfucker. You're dead. You're dead. You're not coming back.
I'll fight you right now.
I'm gonna fucking paint your blood.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna paint your red wall.
Well, Frank has appeared from the wild. Oh no!
Oh my god!
I just Frank to pop up behind your shoulder.
Solid. Solid episode.
Nice 10. I don't know if I'd go 10, but a 9, 8, 9. It's pretty solid. I'd say probably 9 because the ending is so good. I think the ending is what makes the payoff is so great.
I just like the tension. I like that it's a deviation from the norm of Twilight Zone. So even if you don't know if you don't know it's not a sci-fi episode, you're still waiting like
yeah.
And then it's just a regular old twist.
It's a nice. It would have been fun to see Rod Serling do a spy show.
Like I bet you could have done a really nice like Mission Impossible-esque show if he was given the chance to kind of go into that genre and see what he would come up with.
It's not even a twist, really. It's just what happens next.
Right? Yeah. Because they set it up. Yeah, they set it up and they pay it off because, but I guess Boris doesn't know that the phone is the bomb, and that's why he answers it. He goes, "No!" Boom, blows up.
It's like he took that Hitchcock quote, like the suspense is the two characters at a table, and one of them knows there's a bomb under the table.
Right, exactly.
But this is exactly what it is. One guy knows where the bomb is, the other guy has no idea, so he's trying to find it. So it has its own inherent tension there in the premise.
We should look up that Hitchcock interview and see what year it was and what date, and if it was after this episode, that's where he got it from.
Oh shit!
I watched the Twilight Zone and I ripped them off from ideas.
Well, he also had his own show on 2 years prior to this episode.
Oh, okay.
I think the first Alfred Hitchcock Presents was 62.
Oh, okay.
I think I could be wrong.
It had to be after Psycho, because Psycho, I think, made him a big superstar as a director, and he could do a TV show. I think that was what did it.
Okay, so what year was this quote, though? Is the question. I found the quote, but what year was it?
They're gonna say like a interview from X, Y, and Z, but I don't know. I'm sure they won't say it. It's probably you gotta go deeper on that. But who wants to do that?
I mean, his quote is like way longer than it gets attributed as.
Yeah,
it tells like a whole story, but it still kind of gets summed down to that.
Because he does it in, I think, Notorious or one of his earlier movies. There's a bomb that goes off, but it takes like 30 minutes to go off, and it finally does. I think he did that in the 30s, so it's probably he's talking about that movie.
I can't find a year exactly.
I'm sure it's before this episode aired.
But let's see, IMDb. Let's go back to that.
I'm sure Rod got this from the Alfred Hitchcock quote, as opposed to Alfred Hitchcock getting the quote from this Rod episode. In Rod, we trust.
I was thinking it might be earlier. Yeah, 55 to 62, so it ended, and then I think Alfred Hitchcock Hour was like 62 to 60, some 64.
No,
it was only around like 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock Hour was 62 to 65.
Okay.
So Hitchcock did it first, but he's doing suspense shit. Not shit, like bad, but
yeah.
But doing a different thing.
Yeah.
But this is clearly more aligned with that show than Twilight Zone.
Yes, it is.
And I do like Alfred Hitchcock Presents. This is a good show. But the problem with that show is every episode's kind of like, all right, now I know it's going to be a suspense thriller.
Right.
Twilight Zone, you have no idea what you're getting into every week. Could be a terrible comedy.
Yes.
Could be a decent suspense. Could be a nice little sci-fi twist on there with two twist endings. Could be this random episode that has no sci-fi in there.
Yeah.
But I think we are all set with this, right? Oh, Dust is another episode that has no sci-fi. Okay, or fantasy. There's a couple more. I do want to mention also Martin Landau was also in the first season episode. I think it's the third episode. Is that Mr. Denton on Doomsday?
Hmm.
And he did talk a little bit about that. He's mentioning how he's like the rehearsals for this episode for Jeopardy Room were nothing like the first season when I did it, because that was like a big cast and like in the Wild West, and we had a table read and we did all this.
Right.
And this one was kind of like Dick Donner's like, you know what you're doing. This kind of Clint Eastwood directs. You know what you're doing. Show up and do it.
Yeah.
And he got to create his own accent and he got to do his own thing. So all of that is like actress choices on there, which I find that sort of stuff interesting when you listen to commentary.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That's why I chose him instead of the
historian
Graham Jr. or
yeah.
Scott.
His are pretty good. It's just it's more trivial stuff like little, like
it's not firsthand either.
No, he's and he'll talk about the character actor. This actor was in another show and he died in 1985 of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest. Like he'll have that information.
You know, he says working. What does he say? Working actor of his era or something.
Right, yeah.
Like, whatever phrase he uses the same thing 1,000 times. I do like listening to him.
Yeah, no, they're good. They're good.
I have his book, and it's great, but
no,
he uses the same phrase.
Well, I'm sure his book is the commentary. Basically, it's not like
Pretty
if you read. Same information.
Yeah, he's been rewriting that book since the 80s.
Well, sure, why not?
Constantly doing it, and I don't blame him.
Keep the updates and just sell it. I mean, why not? New fans every generation.
It's true. It's one of those rare, very rare shows, actually.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of shows like this.
Yeah.
Like, there's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
There's this. X-Files is probably going to have kind of more of a following throughout the generations.
Yeah. Star Trek.
Yeah, that's definitely another one.
Yeah.
And really, that might be end of list.
Night Gallery.
No, like maybe The Office, but that comedies can only go so far.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, and those are going to eventually peter out here.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be so unrelatable that you can't even.
Well, Friends for the longest time was that show that everybody, like internationally, that was the show that everybody watched because they thought, oh, this is America. It's the Friends show. It's very America. That's what America is.
Yes, but could you imagine people watching Friends 50 years from now?
Now they hate it. The millennials watch Friends and they say, they already said, oh my God,
it's don't have that long
horrible
shelf life.
No,
it's not going to stick around as long. So you really only got like 4 or 5 shows in the world that are going to carry on.
Well, Dick Van Dyke and Andy Griffith shows are still pretty damn funny.
Okay, yeah.
And Leave It to Beaver, maybe.
Oh, I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy, yeah.
There are definitely shows
there's a few,
around.
yeah.
There's
more of a few.
But there's only, let's just say a dozen. What's this max?
I would have said the Cosby Show, but they canceled all of them because Bill
could have.
Cosby.
It definitely could have.
Could have been one of those shows that lasted forever. Yeah, it was funny, but somebody had to ruin it. Some women had to ruin it.
Some women from the 70s.
Whatever. I put you to sleep and played with your feet.
Oh.
I'm sick.
I want to isolate that audio clip right there.
I'm a sick man.
Oh. All right, let's get out of here.
Yes.
I already played. Do you want to see the Filthy Eye of the Beholder now that you're back? It's only a minute.
When will they take the bandages off? How long, nurse?
Until they decide whether or not they can your face.
Oh. Ever since I was a little girl, people have turned away when they me. The very first thing I can remember is another little child screaming when she me.
Ever see her face, 307? Indeed I have. If it were mine, I'd myself in a grave someplace.
We have a lovely village and wonderful people. I think you're gonna like it where I'm gonna you. And in a little while, well, you'll be amazed how little a while. You'll feel a sense of great belonging. You'll feel a sense of being loved. And you will be loved, Miss Tyler.
Senator to fuck me camp.
I just love the awkward ending where the doctor's waiting as he's describing how he's going to fuck her.
Can we get this crazy ugly bitch out of my hospital? Thank you.
Pig face.
Go fuck her, pig man.
Let's go smash her with a rock, and I'll go watch Pig Hitler on TV again.
Conformity.
Glorious conformity.
Great conformity.
All right, let's get out of here. Until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
Conformity, Dick Dickett.
Oh, our next episodes are TZ85, Little Peace and Quiet, TZ85's Wishbank, TZ85's The Crossing. All TZ85 next week, I just found out.
Oh, my God. Okay.
All right. One of them is only 8 minutes. Wishbank is 8 minutes long. So
I wish they were all like that.
You Wishbank they're all that long?
I Wishbank they're all that long.
Let's hear the outro and let's get out on this. It's 24 minutes into the episode, so it's right here.
All aboard, please.
Major Ivan Kutchenko on his way west, on his way to freedom. A freedom bought and paid for by a most stunning ingenuity. And Exit One Commissar Vasilov, who forgot that there are two sides to an argument and two parties on the line. This has been The Twilight Zone.
It's a great shot.
It really is. Oh, I will say this. Another fascinating part of the commentary, at least for, I think you would like it too, is he's describing how the two sets were set up. It was literally like an alleyway built in where Rod was actually there, like doing his own thing. So
That's
Rod,
cool.
he's like, Rod was on set. He almost never does that. He does it beforehand.
Wow.
But he said like he got to talk to Rod and said he was like super different than he was in the first season. He's like, he was like a chipper young dude, excited to do TV. And then I saw him this season. He's like, all right, let's do this. And he's like, he's super disinterested because like studio beat him down. I found that part fascinating. Definitely check out Mark Landau's commentary.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Poor bastard.
He talks the whole time too, unlike some of the old TZ actors who are just like so decrepit they can't speak.
Or they're selling some podcast.
Check out.
I got a podcast about the 50s.
Talk about the 50s. I was in my 50s in the 60s.
That's weird. I'm still alive.
Oh, man.
Kill me. Please kill me.
All right. So long, citizens.
Bye. And I